You've seen David Warner up close now at the grounds as well. You've seen him playing. Is that elbow injury? Are you seeing there's something in his style of play that's sort of just not letting him free up completely?
Not as much as Steve Smith.
Exactly. Yeah.
So at the ground with Steve Smith, I've noticed that obviously really heavily strapped, both of them are, but he's underarming the ball. He's using a tennis ball to warm up from a fielding perspective, whereas Dave Warner seems quite normal in the field and how he's playing. So I don't know if there are any restrictions from a batting perspective, but just how they're moving in the field and using the ball to to throw the ball and things like that, it's not an issue.
Yeah, but talking about David Warner, actually, let's just stick on him for a second. I mean, a superstar every year, year on year.
He's the greatest batsman of the second decade of the IPL. I mean, not second decade, the second sort of part of the IPL. If you say the first 5 years, it was Suresh Raina.
Yeah.
You have to say that David Warner has dominated. Look at those years.
Look, he's good for 500 every year on year.
Wasn't there in 18? Yeah, absolutely. Just look at that. And 500 is, I mean, par for the course for him. Most of his are big ones, 848, 648.
That was the year they won. Yeah. So an integral part, captained it, lifted the trophy and scored 848 runs.
Yes. And the thing about him is how he manages to score at that. You see, you rarely have a combination of consistency and strike rate.
Yeah.
He's an amazing. Russell this year, for example, is a great example of that. But rarely will you see guys who hit at 150, 60 and also deliver you 5, 6, 7 big innings in a row.
Yeah, that's the BASRA, right? The batting aggregate strike rate. So if you just look at that, if you just pull it up again, the batting average strike rate aggregate, and then you see that and you add up the strike rate and the average. Oh, there is no average on this. All right, so we'll just calculate it.
Way you go.
But he's close to 200.
Real quick.
He's close to 200 almost every time.
Yeah, so that is just amazing. But you think you come out of 1 year in the wilderness, you've not played cricket. And playing, and Lisa, playing big stage cricket, there's nothing in the nets or practice that can be equal to that.
Correct. And whilst David Warner and Steve Smith, they played the Canadian T20 League, a bit of, and obviously Bangladesh before the injury, the elbow and CPL. IPL is different.
Yeah.
It is different. It is the best T20 league. So you've got to rise another level. Probably Steve Smith has taken a little bit longer than David Warner, but boy, his first innings, he came out and absolutely smoked the ball like he'd been playing international cricket for the last 12 months.
Yeah. It almost seemed like he was on a mission, wasn't he?
Yeah, but it also helps the fact that he's been playing on that same pitch since 2014. He knows that inside out. He knows the staff inside out. You talk about coaches understanding a player. Even much more than coaches, I can tell you what players really appreciate is physios knowing them well, trainers knowing them well.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the massage I'm going to get, this is what I'm going to do, So immediately you go into a familiar environment and all those things start happening to you which you're used to. That helps you a lot as well. Otherwise, I'm telling you, walking to a strange dressing room, the physio doesn't know your body, doesn't know how you react. It's a very different thing. So he's in a state, he walks into a different zone when he comes to Hyderabad.
Yeah.
And I think also, just to add to that, the coaching staff, they're very cool, relaxed kind of guys that are heading the Sunrisers Hyderabad, and they know how to get the best out of their players. I think Tom Moody is excellent team manager in the sense of personalities, egos. He's got some great players. I mean, you think that Muhammad Nabi is sitting on the sideline, but then when he comes in, he plays and he wins. Player of the match. He's a game changer for the Sunrisers Hyderabad. So there's something to say about that support staff that gets the best out of all of those players.
Yeah, you notice that hanging around that team for many years, you realize that they seem to be very unaffected. It's very calm over there. They've also got VVS Lakshman and Murli, and so there's basically just not one loud or hyper person in that entire setup, which is why even a David Warner, who you wouldn't say is the calmest bloke on the block, is very calm when he plays for SRH, and that's a great thing about him.
Yeah, exactly. It's just his sweet spot. It's his happy spot,